Hello and welcome to my meditation. I'm so delighted that you have joined me today. My name is Deborah Baker, and I just put hand lotion on my hands and it smells really good. And so we may have to start this over in a minute if we can't get this calmed down. Okay, let's relax and meditate. Okay, let's take our nice deep breaths. And we begin with our nice deep breath and our focus on letting go. You see my Christmas tree behind me changing colors and a few of the gifts piled up around it. I don't know if you can see them or not. But whether you celebrate Christmas or not is immaterial to me, because we are one, and we are all one in the one presence and the one power. And whatever your faith is, whatever your religious belief, or if you don't have any, if you don't believe in a God, I support you and I support that. I'm really a strong believer in listening to our hearts, listening to what's inside of us, and following our own guidance. Because your inner guidance is your connection to your soul, to your infinite self. Didn't mean to get off on a tangent so early in the meditation. I just didn't want anyone to feel unwelcome if they don't celebrate Christmas. I said at the beginning of my first book that Christmas represents, so many happy memories for me, and also, all the things that I love and cherish, like getting together with loved ones and all the beauty, the lights, the music. Let's just feel ourselves settling in. And as we are, and I'm thinking my guidance is telling me that next week we will conclude our series on loving yourself, our official series on loving yourself, because it's always about loving yourself, because inside of you is your connection to all that is. So if you love yourself, you love God. If you love others, you love God in them, you love yourself. It's all one. So my guides were telling me that this week we are going to focus on creating space. I heard that at one of the first times that I attended a Unity church 30 years ago. And I think all of us have this kind of intuitive sense of what that means. Creating space. I will hold the space for that, which is another way of saying I will pray for that. I will hold the space for that. So we are going to think about relaxing our bodies as in they are taking up space. So two of the defining factors of a human experience are space and time. So I invite you to just relax into your space. My yoga teacher says, take up space. Put your arms out, take up space. Stretch your head up, take up space. And some of us who were raised in very restrictive environments felt like we needed to take up as little space as possible. It was the safest thing to be almost invisible. So we don't have to be invisible anymore, and we are allowed to take up our space in this world. So begin with your solar plexus, imagining that, and your solar plexus and your heart space, right there in the middle. The middle chakra is your heart chakra. So let's imagine that is kind of our root, our connection to the infinite. and we feel it like a beam of light spreading out. So you've got this white light there at your heart space, there at your solar plexus, spreading out, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Feel your shoulders drop down. Feel your abdominal wall relax, your back relax, your sides. Feel it up in your shoulders and down your arms, all the way down to your tailbone, down your legs to your feet, and then all the way up through your shoulders and then through your head. And let's think about, energetically, our energy fields, our spirits, our souls are way bigger than our body. So let's imagine, is your aura to here? Your aura to here, and you can direct your aura to be a little bigger, or draw it in closely. When I'm in crowds, I usually draw it in because it feels safer to me to do that. I think all of us, if we're under stress, we pull our aura in close. We take up little space. So let's relax. Spread your energy field out. And I will admit that I'm kind of going out on a limb here because I haven't done this. That hurts. Come on. I haven't done this meditation before as far as taking up space. So I am right here with you, experiencing it for the first time. So we feel our energy fields, starting with the heart space, and feel that energy just radiate out. I don't know if you've ever been out in the sun and felt kind of like, almost like these pulses of solar energy, like the sun's rays coming down. Somebody needs some love in. If you want to have some fun sometime, imagine that you take some energy. Just imagine that you've got some energy, a ball of energy, and send it to your pet. They feel it, and depending upon the personality of your pet, they either get energized by it or they go to sleep. So let's think about, we are connected to our infinite soul. So when we create space, what we're doing is we're allowing our infinite souls to be more and more and more present. So last week we talked about getting to know ourselves, and I think that's an ongoing process, and getting to know the journeys that we have chosen to have in these human experiences, and getting to know that very distinct vibration that is each of ours. So getting to know your distinct vibration. So feel your space, feel your energy field, and just breathe into it. And imagine it is your unique energy that is filling up this space. And I invite you to also notice if you feel like some sort of judgment. Like, oh, there must be some stress or tension or, a bad mood or whatever, your self-recrimination could be. Notice it. And then let it go, because all of those things are moods. They are just temporary thought patterns, temporary thoughts, temporary emotions that have created an energy field around us. But the pure energy that is moving in through and as each of us is divine energy, is God. And I'm inviting you to tune into that, to feel the presence of God around you, what would it feel like if you imagined that you had this huge ball of energy around you that was God? First answer that came to me was that it would feel like love. It would feel like unconditional love and acceptance. Love and acceptance. And so finding yourself in this energy field of unconditional love. So no judgments, no criticisms, no harsh thoughts or energies. And this energy field is where prayer happens, which is why people say, I will hold the space for that. I will keep that. I'll hold the space for that. I will energetically envision that. So energetically envision that you are surrounded by pure, unconditional love. And for fun, let's imagine that everybody that had a difficult time loving us, or usually the reverse is true then as well, that we had a difficult time loving them. I invite you to think about everybody that falls into that category and see them surrounding you, feeling your unconditional love from the infinite. So if you don't feel like you are not necessarily capable of unconditional love right now, know that you don't have to be. You relax, let go, and know that the infinite is moving in through and as you, filling this space. And it helps to feel that energy around you. Other than pain and maybe, feeling full after we've eaten, we don't really have a whole lot of sense of inside of ourselves, inside our bodies. That's why they suggested to feel the energy, the infinite outside of us, and imagine that as within, so without. So as outside of us, so inside of us. That infinite love energy is the nucleus of each of your cells. In, through, and as us. I have found myself kind of doing, the reason why they brought up to me about this creating space being the place of prayer, because when I do request prayers, like, God, help me to find this, or God, make this happen, blah, blah, I'm focusing on the lack. I'm focusing on what's not there. And when I focus on, God, you are infinite. Your presence is everywhere. I trust that you are moving in, through, and as me, guiding me in every moment with the words that will be most helpful and most loving, the thoughts that will help me to heal these wounds inside of me, the thoughts that will help me to say the most loving, kind, healing words to you. And then the actions, the proper actions to take or not to take. Sometimes the best thing we can do is nothing. Sometimes the best thing we can say is nothing. this next few moments, we're going to create a space for us to experience our own divinity. To experience, imagine that white light, the Christmas star, the sun, light beaming from wherever, a spotlight, if you like the stage, shining on you, illuminating for you all of your best qualities. Allowing you to be fully present to yourself and create the space for you, the emotional space, the mental space, the physical space, so that you don't feel crowded. And know that when we are in this space, that is the space where miracles happen. That is the space where we shift from feeling like we have to make things happen to knowing that God is already making everything happen. And our job is to get out of the way, to align our thoughts, words, and actions with this energy field that is already present around us. To acknowledge that we are beings of light and love, whole and perfect exactly as we are. I invite you, if you are watching this the week of Christmas when it comes out, every time you see a Christmas light or a light representing, Christmas in some way or whatever, that you remind yourself that there is this infinite light in you, the light of the one presence and the one power, divinity, God, whatever you choose to call it, moving in, through, and as you. Take another nice deep breath. All the way down to your tailbone. And then let it out. And remember what a beautiful, beautiful soul that you are. I'm so grateful that you are sharing this planet with me. Space. We're sharing the same space, even if it is just cyberspace. I am holding the space for you to be loved, to feel loved, to feel your own infinite love, to feel peaceful and happy and joyful, and to remember that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. The infinite being moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the infinite being moving in, through, and as you. Namaste.